King Cobra meets Emu. Hello One Piece enthusiasts, I'm the One Piece nerd, and today let's talk about One Piece chapter 1084. And my god, I did not expect what happened in this chapter. I really thought Oda was going to drag this out. He was going to wait, and then reveal it to us by the end of the story, whatever happened here. But I guess there's no reason to, because we're at the end game, and it's about time we get to answers, at least a little bit of answers. Although, there were more questions than answers in this chapter again. So, before we move on, make sure to like and subscribe. It helps the channel a lot. Now that you have, let's begin. Well, let's just talk about the rudimentary things first. Sabo and Bonnie met, and of course, when Bonnie said she met Sabo, made sense. Yeah, they did meet. And I'm going to talk about the entire propaganda going on. Like Bonnie said, the revolutionaries were basically said to be ruthless and murderous, obviously the way they're supposed to be in the eyes of the world government. So they're actually nice people. Duh, go figure. So Bonnie was surprised to see this, and it's still surprising that, she still believes what the world government says in the newspapers, because it's a given when you know what the world government is capable of, that they're willing to do anything they want. They're willing to do anything they can to basically make sure that their opposing threats, pirates, revolutionaries, whatever, are seen in the bad light. Of course, Sabo being Sabo, helped Bonnie out, and they were planning a rescue mission for Kuma, and that's how they met. So, leaving that aside, we can go back to another incident which I didn't think would happen again. Charlos at it again with Shirahoshi, which, my god, dude, just give up. You've seen it once, you got beat up once. You don't want this you do not want this a second time. My god, he's persistent. I like the fact he's persistent, but he got one hell of a beating. I did not expect whatever happened with Leo attacking Charlos, because a pirate attacking a celestial dragon, I mean, Luffy did it, but Luffy had no intention to kill. Leo, on the other hand, no, he was gonna go ham. So, the beating was nice, as always. The beating is always nice. Charlos being a punching bag for the good guys is always the best thing in the world. And of course, this second attempt, I don't really get the point, but alright. And what came out of this is they caught everyone off guard. Morley caught everyone off guard. They took Kuma, and he went away. So I guess that's how Kuma was saved. Now, another thing that I do need to mention when it comes to Bonnie ending up where she ended up with, and how much people know in the revolutionaries about Vegapunk's involvement with Kuma. Bonnie said, I'm going to Egg Island to see if Vegapunk has the thing to retrieve Kuma's memories. So, yeah, in fact, Bonnie does know that Vegapunk was largely involved with Kuma, with this entire operation, and he definitely has something that can take Kuma back to normal. And Sabo says the same thing. Although Dragon and Vegapunk are good friends, I still don't really know how this is working with them. Like, if they're good friends, I know Vegapunk did what he had to do in order to stay with the world government, but when you know the Dragon's trying to save Kuma, and he did, why not just, make sure the Dragon gets a copy of it? Like, okay, probably that's the reason why Vegapunk gave Bonnie whatever he had to give, but I think this could have been a lot easier. I really think this could have been a lot easier if Vegapunk were just a little bit more willing to help the revolutionaries out in a way. But I don't really know how this dynamic is working at this point. You guys let me know. I haven't really seen many people talk about this, but this really struck me. I understand Vegapunk's situation, being a very influential figure for the world government, and they cannot figure out that, Vegapunk is involved with the revolutionaries, of course. But here he is helping out Bonnie to retrieve Kuma's memories, and this is all too hazy for me. So we'll get back to that in a bit, in a future video or whatever. But now, finally, to get on topic with whatever the main event was in the chapter, I'm not talking much about this in this video. I'm gonna make a larger video talking about the entire thing that King Cobra has basically planned to say to the Gorosei. Most of the things he said at first were already known information that we knew, that the world government fought against the ancient kingdom 20 years ago, sorry, not 800 years ago, with the 20 kings, and then the Nefertari family left, and they didn't actually place a sword. They never entered the Holy Land to begin with. They stayed in Alabasta, or something along that line. They never entered the Holy Land. They decided to stay on the lower realms, but apparently the Queen of Alabasta did not make it back home. And there was no history of her whatsoever. And, well, what does this typically mean? And the Gorosei typically responds with, her name has been removed from the annals of history in one way or other. It was definitely a propaganda that they set up. And obviously, it's the fact that, they did something. She was called Nefertari Lili. Nefertari Lili definitely did something for them to be removed, for them to remove her from the annals of history. Although, there's a theory that Im Sama is Lili, and we're going to get into that in the future. But Im showed up in front of King Cobra. This probably means that Im knew the King Cobra was going to be assassinated then and there, but Im probably had very important questions to ask King Cobra. That's why she showed up in front of everyone there, because of course Im's existence is not known to literally anyone. And when she decides, I'm doing with she because I have my reasons, when she decides to show up in front of a regular person, like, okay, it's a king, but it's still not a celestial dragon, not the Gorosei. I know, I probably doubt any celestial dragon knows about Im Sama. So showing up in front of King Cobra basically means that Im Sama has something to say to Cobra. I don't know what that is, but there's something. And the way she mentioned Lily, this definitely means that this person is immortal. This person is definitely immortal. The immortal surgery of the Appa Appa no Mi has been used on her for a reason at some point in time, which is why she knows everything, and which is why she has control over everything in this world. And this is why the Appa Appa no Mi is valued at such a high price, because the world government doesn't want that thing to happen to anybody else. They wanted they basically wanted to keep it for themselves, the same way with the Gomu Gomu no Mi, although that's for a different reason, but I guess it's starting to make sense now. Now, I think I get how King Cobra was assassinated. There will be some more talks. We're probably going to get a little bit more insight into the Alabasta Kingdom, and probably a little bit of Im's, ordeal, if we get this in the next chapter as well. Unfortunately, it's a break week, so hope you're looking forward to that. I don't really think we're going to get much from here, but I do think what we're going to get is a cut from where Sabo enters the empty throne and sees Im Sama and then somehow escapes. Because that will definitely happen, and that is something we will definitely see. And that's it for the video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to like, subscribe. It helps the channel a lot. And until next time, peace.